For years, Minky Couture has been donating blankets to NICUs across the country. Owner Sandy Henry's grandson was born at 30 weeks, and she placed a mini blanket in her grandson's incubator. We want to help other NICU families with the Heart of Minky program. For every adult-sized blanket purchased, Minky Couture will donate a mini-sized blanket to NICUs across the nation. Thanks to you, we can fulfill our dream to blanket the world.
This is Conversate with Us with Chris Donovan and Evelyn and Chris.
Oh, thanks, Julene. Thanks for the opening.
You like that?
I do.
I know.
We're going to have to switch it up, though. We're going to have to get her to do it with a little bit more animation in her voice.
No, I just said, read this. And she said, okay. And I said, good.
Nailed it.
And I'm like, because that's the enthusiasm you show us every day. No, I'm just kidding.
She's like, this is Conversate with Us with my parents.
With these old people.
She's going to do it next time and know exactly like how to do it differently.
Well, if she listened to our podcast, she'd hear us talking smack right now.
Oh, she does.
She doesn't.
She doesn't tell us, but she does. I know she does.
It.
Yes, because she gets mad at me for little things that I don't think she ever heard about.
Oh.
All of a sudden. And I'm like, oh, you listen to the podcast.
Well, let's test this. Julene, if you're listening to this, it's 100% real.
Blink once. I'm just kidding.
What's your safe word? Asparagus.
Welcome to the show. I'm Evelyn and Chris. That is Chris Donovan.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Thanks for asking. You talking to me?
Yeah, I am talking to you.
Nice.
I haven't talked to you in about an hour.
I know. We did have a good lunch, though.
Yes, we
today.
went to this new place in downtown Riverside called the Sire.
Yes, it's not the Shire. Good Lord, you are such a dummy.
The Sire.
It's the Sire. It's so funny. So my husband and my son are obsessed with Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit.
Yes, a little bit.
And what they think all the time is Shire. And we went to a place and it was called Sire, S-I-R-E.
But
with a horseshoe.
It's close. And there's horses in The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
I said it out loud when I was writing down the notes, and I was like, that doesn't sound like where we ate. Because I would have said something about it being the Shire by now.
We're going to the Shire. Why is it not in a Hobbit Hill?
I know, right? So I'm like, and I just passed it. And then when I said it to you a few minutes ago, I'm like, oh, crap. Totally wrong. But it was good food.
It was it was the most dive-bariest place I've been in a while.
Yeah, probably the most dive-bariest place I've been in Riverside.
Yeah, for sure.
Next to that other place that we had our fifth date at or whatever it was.
Oh, Arts Bar.
Arts. We'll go there one time soon.
That's going to be another dive bar place we're going to visit.
Yeah, but the Sire's totally, they should be part of that T-shirt club I used to be a part of.
Yeah,
you know? They should
the dive bar club.
They have a bigger outside patio. I'm guessing COVID related. Put that one out there. But the inside's super small and it's quaint and it's nice.
It's cute. It's a dive bar. There's no windows. Mm-mm. And no doors. Yeah. No, it's like serious. It's just one of those places, it's 21 and over when you go in.
It says it right on the door.
Very dark.
Oh, yep. Yep. That's dark for a reason.
Super seedy. Mm-hmm. Everything we love. I'm just kidding.
No, I like it because I looked at you while we were eating. I'm like, well, if this thing's ever for sale, let's buy it.
You were all about it. Chris will own a seedy dive bar in the future. 100%. I know it for a fact. I'm putting it in the world right now.
I will.
He will own a dive bar. We've owned one restaurant before. Well, kind of owned. We were a part of it.
Too long of a story.
That'll be another podcast on its own, just talking about that experience. But no, we know what it's like to be a part of that.
Yeah.
We'll do it way better on our own. And it will be incredible. And it'll be the most fun dive bar there ever was. And this dive bar was pretty cool. Again, dive bar is not the same thing you think back in the old days when it's like, oh, a dive bar? Like, I'm not going there. No, dive bars are freaking cool.
Yeah, because you're not dealing with anything except yourself. People in the corner.
It's a dive.
On their phone talking like, hey, how are you today?
No, and everyone in there knew everyone. This is the funny part about what we did. We've never been to this place before. Ever. Downtown Riverside, right by the plaza. We walk in. Well, at first we went and thought we were going to the wrong door, which was funny.
We did go to the wrong door.
No parking whatsoever because it's a tiny little place.
Not to mention I was driving the biggest truck I have.
You brought the biggest freaking vehicle. Stupid. So
I like driving that truck.
I know you do. So we go in and it's very bright outside, very dark inside. Okay. So we walk in and we have our masks on because COVID, obviously. Not a person in there wearing a mask. Mm-mm. And
Just the service
I walk
bartender.
in and I say right away I'm loud and I'm like, oh, everyone had their vaccine, obviously. Just kidding, I didn't say
She
that.
didn't say that. She looked at me and she goes, "Are they staring at us?"
Everyone looked at us
Yeah.
when we walked in because we weren't the normal people that go in there.
We definitely aren't the norms. There were definitely a bunch of regulators. Jeez, where am I today?
Regulators!
Warren G.
Mount up.
Is it the Warren G remix of Lord of the Rings happening in my brain right now? The regulars at the restaurant.
We were the youngest people there, is what we're trying to say.
You could tell because when the waitress walked in, she went around and hugged half a dozen people in there before she started her job.
It was weird. So it was like, okay, oh my God, what is a good example of it? Okay,
I can give you one.
Everyone there was over 50.
Yes. Even you.
Easily. Screw you.
Later.
You're way older.
I'm just kidding.
You're way older than me, jerk
Yes,
face.
I am.
No, it was easily 50, 60 plus.
Yeah, but there were a couple of people in there on their like work lunch, you could tell, that were not in the same group. They were outside.
But they weren't young.
No, they were still they were late 40s.
No, there was no one under 50
You
there.
didn't see those two guys walk in
I
like air
did.
conditioning
No,
shirts?
not a chance they were under 50.
Well, I'm not very good at judging age. That's what I tell the judge.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. That's a funny
the
joke, though.
worst. Who is this dude I married?
But no, it was quaint dive bar. It had everything on the menu you'd think: cheeseburger, quesadilla, salad, chicken sandwich, club sandwich, which we got.
Well, you were going to make a description of what.
Oh, description. I grew up in Benton City, Washington, which is the smallest little town I've ever been in. Not true, but the smallest town I grew up in. No stoplights, and to this day, no stoplights.
Nice.
It has one bar. That's one full bar, and then there's another beer and wine bar, I believe. But the full bar is where everybody goes and hangs out. But it's a small town.
21 and over.
21 and over. Okay. The pizza place is obviously right next to it, so the kids can be through that door illegally.
Oh, I see what you're saying. But
the pizza place is half the size of the bar. So the bar is about 1.5 times the size of the Sire that we just went to.
Okay.
But same dark, same everything, no lights.
No
just
lights.
A couple pool tables is what was bigger in it.
Okay.
And then there was the half doors like you see on like Mr. Ed or whatever those TV shows, the horse coming through.
You're talking about the
barn
doors or whatever, or what are the swinging doors, right? Like the Westerns, you like walk into
no, not those. The ones where like half the doors.
Oh, a half door.
Half door, where the half to open, the top half opens.
Oh, okay.
That's where the young kids hung out. Not the young kids, but everybody under the age of 21 had to sit over there.
Okay.
And wait for the pizza to be made while the parents were over there drinking in the bar.
Nice.
So it was like that without the whole pizza and the kid thing. Just super small. Like not
this
a lot of
place
people,
had
dark.
there was no area for a child to be on another side of anything.
No,
this was all seedy and dark and adults only. And let me just say, super inexpensive.
Oh yeah, very economical. Plus,
no wonder so many people go there.
I'd go there every night if I could.
We were there in the and they have specials at night. We're going to go back for.
Oh yeah.
So like we were there in the afternoon. You know, got off work. You and I were like, okay, we had scheduled a day. Chris and I have to schedule our time to do this podcast because it's like literally, it's like if we do not schedule it out, we'll mess it up because the kids are school or work and you're recording with somebody else or whatever. So if we don't do this, we're screwed. So we scheduled our time and we knew we're like, well, we're going at about 1. So no one's going to be at a bar at 1:00. No, we were wrong.
Yeah, no, that's full.
There were tons of people in it. No, well, tons. Enough.
Enough to make it look full.
Enough to make it look full
the bar
for
was
a small
full.
place. Yeah.
The whole bar was full.
For sure.
Yeah. And again, they had the regular foods that you would have, wings and burgers and fries.
Yeah, we had a club sandwich and a quesadilla with chicken. It was really good.
Yeah, they had a beef dip that looked really good, or a French dip.
French dip. But it was beef dip is what they called it. On a French roll, I assume.
And then they had like a couple salads, but they did have like a salmon, a mahi.
See, that's kind of cool. I wonder
chili
if
burger,
like
which looks good.
I wonder what a salmon would have tasted like in that place.
I don't know. I was looking at the chili burger. Maybe we'll go there for dinner.
Well, they have specials every night of the week, which is, you know how they have their regulars. They must have the regulars because Friday night is prime rib. And he and I looked at each other like, we're doing this.
We said it.
We're going to come here on it.
Just like we did too.
I know. I was like, oh my God, we're going back. We're totally coming back here for that.
We're going to have to go tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night? Why? What's tomorrow?
99-cent taco night.
Oh my God. Wait, today's Tuesday and taco night is on Wednesday for them?
Yeah. Apparently meatloaf night's on Tuesday.
Oh.
They have
are
Italian
not,
night on Sunday.
They're definitely not run by Latinos.
No,
I'll tell you right now.
But honestly, it's really smart because if you go to anywhere else on Tuesday,
It's Taco Tuesday.
and you go to theirs on Wednesday, and you get 2 nights in a row.
Of tacos. All right. I'll give it to them.
Smartest
Smart.
thing ever.
So smart.
But they have Italian night on Sunday, which I'm curious to see how it is. But it was really good. I liked the quesadilla. It was super hearty.
Like
Nice.
it was like
Perfect.
a really good quesadilla. Yeah. I mean, the food was good in general. It was just good.
Yes.
There was nothing I could complain about. It was nothing, they're not making gourmet food there. They're not adding any specialty whatever to their food. It's a bar.
A dive bar that has the food, the basics that you'll enjoy. They were really good.
And I think the main reason you'd want to go to a place like this would be for the environment.
Yep.
It's the little jukebox.
It's a good place for a first date, probably, if you wanted to just sit
Probably.
in the corner and chit chat. That was a big vehicle driving down our road right now.
That was like a street sweeper.
Well, no, it's the one going around picking up the trees that they cut down today.
Oh,
That's what it was.
that was an interesting thing to come home to.
Yeah. Should we talk about it, I guess?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Well, no, apparently the city of Riverside just they go around and cut trees down around people's houses and trim them and stuff. Like, I don't say we cut down, but I looked out my front window this morning and there was somebody cutting my tree, just trimming it.
Which is kind of frustrating when you didn't pay for that to happen.
First thing I thought.
And we have paid for that to happen.
Yeah. And the first thing I thought was,
They got the wrong house.
they got the wrong house, but I look, the house to the right doesn't have any trees.
Yeah, so which
The house
house
on the left doesn't have any trees. If they messed up that bad, then let them trim it.
That's their bad, right? They should just go ahead, keep going. Well, we've paid a lot of money to have our trims
Trees trimmed
our
before.
trims treed.
Trees, yep.
We've paid a lot of money.
It was a full bar, by the way. The Sire was a full bar.
I'm sorry. I did have a vodka soda at lunch today. Yeah, no, we've paid a lot of money, and that kind of makes me frustrated a tiny bit.
Yeah.
That I didn't know that was like a thing that they would just do.
I didn't either. And then when I walked out, he goes, "Hey, I work for the city." Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, "Cool, keep going, thanks."
Can you go all the way to the top?
I'm like, can we take it out and grind it to the stump and put it in a retaining wall too? Can we do all that right now?
How much money is in that budget?
But yeah, no, it was really nice of him to do that. But tangent, squirrel.
Yeah, sorry.
But no, lunch was good.
It was really, really good. Thank you for taking me there. I had made a suggestion about a different place today because we were talking about where we wanted to go. And, now that things are open and
We can choose other places.
Go to places again.
And we try to choose local. We try to choose mom and pop places because we don't want, everybody knows Applebee's, everybody knows Fridays and stuff. And they're good.
Of course.
We wanna
We
promote-
love Red Robin.
Oh,
we're
God.
like Red Robin fans, but
Huge.
we're trying to go to these little places. This was the whole idea behind Converse Eat with us, because we wanted to converse while we eat and have that whole thing at places that maybe people have never heard of. So
Exactly.
it's a great place. So this was really cool. I had suggested Vanilla Fish, which is a new spot in a Canyon Crest shopping center, which is very close to
Is that
us.
the sushi place?
It is.
Oh.
Brand new ownership. This was a little sushi place that we would go to on occasion back in the day. They closed. It was a different place. It was Starfish.
And it was
Starfish.
And then it started to turn into something else, and I don't think
And
it
they
ever happened.
never opened because COVID.
And then now the sushi place.
COVID was stuck for a year, so nothing opened there.
Yeah.
I drove by there this afternoon, basically, before I came home. And it says grand opening, and there's a big open sign, and it's lit up, and there are people outside. They built a little patio.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Nice.
And
By
so
the
I was
fountain?
like, yeah,
Oh, awesome.
by the little fountain in this little town center. So I was like, Chris, Vanilla Fish is open. We can have sushi. And he's like, oh, we're going to Sire. I already made plans. I was like, oh, okay. I'll go to Sire.
Well, when you said that, I didn't even realize what it was. I didn't even look at it, kind of. I'm like, oh, I figured we go to
thanks
try to
for
find a place. And,
looking into what I said to you.
well, I mean, you said Vanilla Fish, and I think it was just, I don't feel like fish.
It's not just it's sushi.
I know. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate it. The honesty is much better on you.
That's all.
I don't need your nose to grow, Pinocchio.
Sorry. But it was good.
It was really good.
All right, try it out. It's in Riverside, downtown Riverside off Magnolia near the Riverside Plaza.
Yeah, very good place. We really
California.
enjoy. What?
Riverside, California.
Yes, California. If you're new to the podcast, welcome.
All right, what are we doing now?
Right now.
Okay, so right now, I don't know if you've seen it online, but I'm super excited that our hats are made. They're in. We can start selling our hats. Yay!
So that is the most exciting thing in your life right now.
Yes.
I'm happy for you, babe.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you so much. Thank
apparently
you.
the crowd is happy
Oh my
too.
God, everybody, I didn't even know they were
There
sitting
was people outside our house
didn't know it.
excited for
Oh my
you
God, that is so
and those
weird.
hats.
Oh, they're stalkers, but whatever. I appreciate
I mean,
it.
they do follow us everywhere we go. No, I saw the design you came up with. They're dope. I can't wait to see them.
I'm excited. I have, they're there. Yay, they're going to be here soon.
Yeah, so if you like all things funner, get a hat.
Yeah, go to-
thisisfunner.com.
Thisisfunner.com. Go to the very bottom and click on the monkey, which is This Is Funner merch. Or when there's a pop-up, if you go to thisisfunner.com, it takes you right to it.
Yeah, and then you can pick other things too if you don't want just a hat.
We have
There's
socks
we have socks. We have fanny packs.
and masks,
We have masks. Gators.
cell phone cases,
Yeah. God,
t-shirts,
look at you.
sweatshirts, tank tops,
Oh, I love the tank tops.
pillows.
Tank tops are made from good material too.
They are. You got the one with Aiden's on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Aiden's Arcade Academy. I love it. It's one of my favorite shirts to wear.
I got a V-neck with the monkey on it. I really like it. It's comfortable. So check it out. Thisisfunner.com. The merch, the hats are in. Yay! Okay, your turn.
Okay, my right now is our baby, our first baby together,
Aiden.
Aiden, the boy
The boy.
Aiden. We always called him the boy because he was our first boy.
He was
so
the boy.
He was the boy.
She was the girl.
We had Jolene. She was the girl, and Aiden was
the
the
boy.
boy. And he's gonna be 13 on Saturday.
Oh, yeah, that's happening too.
Yeah, it is. It's his birthday.
It is.
The boy Aiden is going to be a teenager. We are going to have 2 teenagers.
He's going to be shorter than he is old.
Silly. He is so funny about things too because he is so anti-aging.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be old.
He isn't about, okay, like I say anti-aging. He's not a 40-year-old woman worrying about wrinkles. He is, he is so Peter Pan. Like he wants to be a Neverland boy forever.
Forever, ever.
There's no part of him that wants to grow up.
Nope. I mean, I'm not helping that cause, though. If you look at our office, it's got
And I said that to my trainer this morning.
everything everywhere. So, I mean,
So
I'm okay with that.
I was training this morning
Yes, you
at
were.
5 a.m. and I was in our backyard and I have a wonderful trainer named Marusha. We've maybe mentioned before.
Yeah.
She's incredible. We're out there and I'm telling her as I'm sweating my ass off at 5 in the morning in 45-degree weather. I don't know how you sweat in that time, but anyway, I'm like, oh, Aiden's birthday's this weekend. She's like, oh my God, I can't believe he's 13. He's so small and tiny and he looks like a little guy and da da da. And I'm like, I know. It's because he won't grow up. Like he's
It's mentally
willing it.
He's like, I'm not growing up.
He is willing it not to happen. And then I started thinking and I said, you know what I think it is? And she's like, what? And I said, my husband never grew up. And she starts laughing and I go, no, I'm not lying. My husband has so many more toys than my kids do.
Hey.
I
hey.
was, and it's like, look, I was like, my son looks at my husband and is like, yep, that's the man I want to be.
Which is fine with me.
Legos.
Boy, he'll be
and
funner.
Star Wars pop toys and itty bitty collectibles and
Our Christmas ornaments is what you're talking about?
uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm okay with that because the more you create, the more he'll be exposed to doing and creating more things and people will see it and, he'll have a good life.
He's going to have a great life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because
but
we're his parents, but other than that.
it's so funny though because he's just so anti growing up. Like he just really is that kid. He's like, I don't want to be a teenager. I don't. He looks at us and tells us like, oh, I keep telling him it's the last Tuesday. You're gonna be 12. Like on Sunday I started it. This is the last Sunday you're 12, and he's like, no, I don't want to grow up.
He's wearing a shirt right now that he probably shouldn't be, but we let him because he doesn't want to grow up.
What shirt are you talking
His
about?
In-N-Out shirt that he wears.
He got an In-N-Out shirt 5 years ago
And
that
it still fits him?
he won't let go of.
Barely.
And it's holy, and it's been washed so many times that it's almost thin enough to see through. It's just bad. And it's, by the way, shout out to Susan Stengel.
Oh, for
because,
sending the shirt.
yeah, Cindy's mom, a good friend of ours, is the one that gave him the shirt, and he will not take it off. He loves it. He sleeps in it every night. We have to peel it off of his body to get it in the washing machine.
We even
just
bought a
so
new
funny.
one, but it was a black shirt because they switch it up every year.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, it's not
This
the same.
isn't the same. I want the one I have.
So particular.
You know when you have those shirts though that are
Oh,
just
yeah.
so worn in and soft that you're like, this is my shirt. That's what he is. He's totally that kid.
I have shorts that way.
Do you?
You know that.
Oh yeah, the ones that have holes in the thighs.
Yeah, but they're comfortable.
Oh my god.
I don't take them out to places. I just wear them around the house.
He does. They're holy in the thighs and they're ripped in the pocket. It's like a cargo pants.
Yeah.
Kind of.
They're always cargo pants.
Yeah, you and your. I have to have 50 things and 50 pockets. Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
what do you put in all those pockets?
less than what you put in your purse, your backpack, and your makeup bag?
Don't start with me.
Okay, I won't.
You still make me carry your wallet, and you have that many
I
pockets.
don't make you carry it. I just make you hold it while we eat dinner.
You have pockets.
I know, but I sit on them.
Not the ones on your cargos.
It's annoying.
You have no argument.
I don't have
You have no
argument.
legs to stand on.
No, I don't have any legs with pockets in them.
Stupid.
So, our topic.
Yes, let's talk about being a kid.
Yeah.
So, Aiden was, surprising us with all these different things about being a kid and talking about things that he was, like he remembers. He's
Yes.
got a great, vivid memory. So, being a kid for him is very, very important.
Yes, because he does remember a lot more than I remembered when I was a kid.
Like anything, right?
Yeah.
So, we were thinking about this while we were talking earlier today about how there were so many things you remember as a kid that may have been fleeting as a child. Okay. And like maybe they were only a day or even just 1 year of your life.
Yeah.
But when you become an adult and you look back, it feels like it was such a monumental time of your life.
Which could have been like a weekend.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Aiden is that kind of kid where I could totally see him grasping on to all of these little things that happened with him, right? Little things he really, really loved and carrying that into his adulthood and looking back at it like, oh no, that was everything when I was a kid, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking about that earlier today, how one example I would give you is when I won Woman of the Year.
Yes.
This was in 2010. And I remember getting up on the stage. I barely remember what I said. And the only reason I remember what I said is because you all filmed it.
Everybody filmed it.
Yeah. And if I hadn't, it was a super blur of whatever I said when I was up on stage. But one thing I specifically remember saying was, when I was younger, it was instilled to me, we give back.
Gear Patrol calls their new dive watch the best sub-$500 dive watch, full stop. Men's Health rated them as the most stylish solar watch in the game. Who are we talking about? It's Movement. They're leveling up your gift giving with the sleekest watches you can buy and the biggest deals of the season. From their innovative ceramic materials to sexy automatic divers, from ultra-thin dress watches to solar-powered statement pieces, and everything in between, Movement is making sure you're the good gifter this year for your family, your friends, or for yourself. And now you can take advantage of 30 to 50% off Movement's California clean watches, jewelry, and accessories to get them a gift they'll never forget. With fast, free shipping and returns and amazing bang for your buck, Movement makes for a relaxed shopping experience. And with one-size-fits-all watches, it's an easy, elegant gifting experience too. Shop 30 to 50% off now at MVMT.com. That's MVMT.com. Gear Patrol calls their new dive watch the best sub-$500 dive watch, full stop. Men's Health rated them as the most stylish solar watch in the game. Who are we talking about? It's Movement. They're leveling up your gift giving with the sleekest watches you can buy and the biggest deals of the season. Shop 30 to 50% off Movement's innovative California clean watches, jewelry, and accessories with fast free shipping and returns now at MVMT.com. That's MVMT.com.
I remember when I was younger, we did the AIDS walk. And these were the things we did as kids. that my parents put in my mind, that I remembered that that's what's important in life, is to make sure you're giving back and you're doing these things and you're bringing your kids along, right?
Yeah, they're a part of everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're a part of what you do to give back to the world.
Yes.
So I remembered that, okay? My dad later tells me, you know, we only did the AIDS walk one time, right? He's like, not that we didn't want to do it more, but we only did it that one time. And I looked at him and I was like, I swear to you, Dad, it felt like we did it every year for 10 years, the way it stuck in my head.
Yeah. I felt you the same way. We did the March of Dimes, not Jump Rope for Heart, but the walk. I don't remember what the walk was called.
Mm-hmm. March for Babies.
Yeah, so we'd walk, and in the first year we did it, it was no joke. It was like an 8-mile, 9-mile walk. And at the end of it, my dad had blisters, and my sister had blisters and stuff. And it was long.
Really long.
It was a long. It was.
Are you
Columbia
sure it wasn't
Park.
just like a 5K and you just felt like it was 9 miles?
It was long because I remember they cut it in half the next year.
Wow, really?
We did it 2 years in a row, and that's the only reason I remember it is because it was so long the first year, but we did it, and then the next year they're like, we're never doing this again. The next year they cut it in half. They're like, okay, we'll do it. So we did it with, family and friends and stuff, and we did the walks. And again, only 2 years, but that I remember it like it would have been 4 or 5 years in a row, easy.
It's a lasting memory. It's one of those memories where you're like, wow, I really remember doing that.
It's one of the core memories, or is that an island?
No, you're so right. Think of Inside Out, right? There's those core memories. There's the memories that last for a lifetime. There's these fleeting memories that you have that you sometimes remember and go, oh yeah, we did that. I remember we did that.
Yep.
But there are these other memories that stick with you like gum on your, pillowcase that you could never get off, or your, you know what I mean? When you slept with gum in your mouth, or your, shirt, or the stuff that gets in your hair, it just doesn't go away.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of those memories to me that changed my whole life.
Yeah.
Like literally my entire life, because I, in my head, always thought to myself, my parents are taking me to a charity event. My parents are letting me walk in an AIDS walk where we fundraised for patients and AIDS services. My parents are letting me be around all these incredible people, gay, straight, trans, all of these walks of life. I mean, I remember being, I had to be 8, 9, and walking the streets of LA, walking in front of Paramount Studios, the first time I ever saw it, and seeing all of these people, rainbow colored. No, it's so crazy to me. That's like, cool. Thinking of what I saw at that time. And, my mom and dad were walking with my dad was part of the Lions Club in Montebello back in the day. Part of his friend owned a bar in Montebello. Mm-hmm. They all joined the Lions Club then. And so we did stuff with them because there was one gay individual, one gay man who wanted his Lions Club to take part.
To support him
in the AIDS walk. And everyone did.
That's cool.
Super cool.
That's a long time. That's like
super
25
cool.
plus years ago.
I was a kid.
Yeah.
This is stuff that sometimes some dudes and some guy groups, some guy clubs would not want to associate themselves with. So
today, not to mention, like I said, 25, 30
let
years
alone ago. that many years ago. So in my head, I just knew it was such a different thing. None of my friends had ever done that. Mm-mm. And in my mind, as an adult, I look back at that and like, it felt such a big part of my life, even though it was not. It was a very tiny piece that made such a giant impression that I changed my whole parenting skills to make sure my children were always part of our fundraising, always part of our charitable giving, always part of anything we did that showed we cared about the community. And now I hope to God they carry that forward.
Yeah. Well, Julian's doing a really good job right now already.
And that's what's so crazy about it. If you think about it, like the thing she remembers was being 6 years old and having a bake sale.
Cutting her hair.
In front of Manhattan's, cutting her hair for charity. She remembers all these were little tiny fleeting moments.
And she doesn't necessarily remember them all the way, but she sees the pictures and it brings back a few memories. She's even told me that before. She goes, I don't remember most of that bake sale, but I remember that picture being taken and I remember getting my haircut and stuff. She remembers those moments, so
it feels like such a giant moment.
It's funny you say that because, when I was younger, we lived in Phoenix. We lived all over the place, but we lived in Phoenix and we used to walk during the summer because my parents worked. Both my mom and dad worked. My brother, sister, and myself, we would walk, I don't know, it's probably a good mile or at least longer. Probably could have been shorter. I don't know. I was young to swim lessons.
Right. Okay.
It could have been 1 month. It could have been 6 years, but it felt like we did it all the time. And I remember, when we had the kids and Cassie and Aiden, we both put them in swimming lessons too. And so it was like, I remembered it so fondly that I was like, oh, my kids should do it too kind of thing. And it was interesting.
And it's funny because it could have, you're right, been 1 month.
Yeah, it could have been a total just 1 month that I was doing that.
So, okay, I'll give you another example. So when I was a kid, from 6th to 8th grade, I figure skated.
That's right.
It was the first time that my parents could really afford me to play a sport.
Extracurricular.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I want to skate. I want to figure skate. I want to ice skate. Teach me, let me learn how to ice skate.
Did you go to the Olympics?
Obviously. So I remember being at that skating rink all the time. But it was really only 2 days a week.
I was going to say, how long did you skate for? Like a year? 2 years?
Maybe 2 years tops.
Okay.
I did one competition. That's it. I did 2 years. 1 year was of me building up, learning. You have to go through the basics. So you go through lessons.
Yeah.
So it's like alpha, delta, or alpha, beta, gamma, delta, or whatever. It's weird. It's the Greek alphabet.
Yeah.
And then I skipped a level because I'd done so well because my mom opted for me to get a personal trainer 1 day a week.
Oh,
so I got 20 minutes. 20 minutes. I got 20 minutes of a private lesson with a teacher. And to me, that was so incredible. That was everything. Mm-hmm. And the woman that was teaching me was a former Disney on Ice dancer.
And you're a little kid and you're like, oh my God, this is amazing.
She was Ariel. She was Ariel, Chris. She was Ariel.
I was just saying it.
No, she was totally Ariel. And she was on the cover of Lowrider magazine one time.
Lowrider magazine?
Yes.
Well, she wasn't Ariel on the cover of Lowrider magazine.
No, but she was really pretty. She wasn't that uncovered, to be honest. But yeah, because I was so proud of her. I was like, I want to see the magazine. And she's like, I'll let your parents know. And if they want to get it, they can get it. And I was like, heck yes. And my parents were so excited for her because she was my teacher.
Yeah, that's really, really
cool. And we
cool.
weren't those people. We were like, heck yeah, that's awesome.
Of course, yeah.
We weren't the oh my God, no, I can't believe she did that. We were just different. So
got to make those ends.
It was 2 years of me loving ice skating.
Or maybe a year or maybe a year and a half.
Maybe it was a year and a half.
Yeah.
And I just felt like it was ingrained in me my whole life. Mm-hmm. And I would go ice skating later in life and know how to ice skate really quick right away.
Yeah, because we still have your ice skates, actually.
Yeah. And I just loved it so much, but it felt like it was such a giant part of my childhood, even though it was really only a year or maybe 2 years. It wasn't like me playing softball from 4 to 17.
It's funny you say that because I played soccer for 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
1 year in Phoenix, Arizona, when we were living there. Phoenix? Before we moved wherever the hell we moved next, Nevada, Vegas, I think. But beside all that, we played for 1 year. Uh-huh. We lost the championship. I was the goalie.
Dang, you went all the way to the championship.
I was the goalie and one of the best players, and I'd never played before
in your life.
I busted my nail. I was the goalie on the very last game. It was raining. I got my nail kicked in. We were down by 5. And then
how old were you, do you think?
I was the size of Aiden because you've seen the costume. You're not costume, but the uniform.
Uniform, yeah.
I was maybe 7.
You were the size of Aiden and you were 7.
I was maybe 7.
That's really
8.
Challenging for me to think
tops.
of your 13-year-old.
I was probably smaller. I was probably way smaller. I would have
Your
to have been
son's almost
smaller.
13.
Yeah, no, I would have had to have been smaller, but I remember it as if I played soccer for a long time. But no, I just played for one season. We were getting our butts kicked in the championship, but it was raining, so they just suspended it to play later. And then they were like, no, they're never going to win. So we got second place.
Fair.
And they got first. Yeah, totally fair. I didn't.
You don't want to play again. No.
But the coach, I remember the coach coming over to the house and giving me the trophy and everything.
Aww.
And it's like I played 1 year. I have the uniform, like I said, but I played 1 year and I felt like I played for a long time.
Yeah.
It's
Isn't
weird.
that nuts?
Yeah.
It's weird.
I think
things.
I think it's opposite when you're adults.
It is. You're totally right. So here's the thing. When you're a kid, you've only lived so many years, right? So like when you're 8, your whole life is 8 years.
Or
so far
you
at
remember
that point.
from what, like 5 to 8 maybe? So 3
And
years
then at that
tops.
point, maybe you have fleeting memories of 3 or 4
Tops.
that are really like dream memories. Like you're like, did that really happen? I'm not 100% sure. You really start remembering 5 years old, maybe 6, 7. You start like kind of remembering things. There's a lot of things I don't remember in first or second grade.
A lot of things I don't remember in my early 20s.
Yeah. That's for a different reason. But, you know, there's things. So 8 years, right? One school year lasts 7 decades, it feels like, right?
School years are
Because it feels like every year is so long because, okay, remember, put it in perspective. If you're 4 years old, 1 year is a quarter of your life.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's 8 years is the same. It's the same thought process, right? You're fractioning it out. And you're like, oh my God. So as you get to become an adult.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
All the years are so much faster.
You learned time differently.
And it's so much faster. And 1 year is a little fraction, a tiny fraction of your life. So these moments that we share when we're kids, and like Aiden, and I really appreciate Aiden because I really feel like he sees that.
He does.
It's weird. I didn't see it.
His third eye is really bright.
Isn't it?
Yeah, he can see. He sees things before. And then the funny thing about him is he'll see it like that, but he'll also see something and not say anything for a while and then bring it back up later.
Yep, you're right.
Like it wasn't an
very
appropriate
keen.
time.
Yeah, like he'll be like, "Hey, I saw Dad naked.
Yeah, it's not Dad's butt.
Sleeping in the bed."
Seriously, that was something.
That's a true story.
He brought it up 2 years after it happened.
And he's like, "Dad, I saw your butt." He just started laughing one day.
Yeah, he just started laughing. He didn't say anything and just started laughing. And we're like,
And for the record, I was not in the bed with him, okay? That's also another fact.
No, I think you guys were out of town.
You were just sleeping naked, I think. I don't creepo.
No, you had to have been in the bed.
I don't think I was.
Yeah, you had to have been in the bed. At this point, that would make more sense because I don't know why I'd sleep naked if you weren't there.
It's pretty funny. Because you never sleep
could have
naked.
been before we got married. I don't know. My memory's all messed
It's
up.
definitely not before you got married. Your son wouldn't have been here. Oh my God.
Just kidding.
No, it's so funny, but like that is so fact. Like
Yeah.
he appreciates the moments he's having as a kid. When you and I don't think we did.
No, I didn't.
I didn't know it until I got older when I was like, oh my God, that was such a big part of my life. Right now, he's living in that moment and he's really grasping it. Like, I don't want to grow up because I really love being a kid. He's so in love with that.
Yeah.
That fact that just being a kid is a cool thing. And he grasps it. And I wish I thought that way. I wish I thought being a kid was so much amazingness. Because that doesn't make sense. I really wish I thought. It
totally does.
Because when we were kids, we said amazingness.
We use the word funner here a lot.
I know, that's true. We make up a lot of words around this place.
I feel the same way about you because I mean I lived in a different situation, but when it was just like boredom and
boredom
school
and more boredom,
and some sport.
Yeah.
And then maybe you got to go hang out with your friends on the weekend, or maybe you got a phone call, or you know what I mean? Like it was like they didn't have a cell phone, so it was a little different. But I didn't sit there and go, oh my God, I have to bask in this and I have to pay attention. But Aiden goes outside and goes, this is pretty cool, in his robe.
God, in his little robe.
Yeah.
And then some days, and again, this kid's about to be a teenager. He gets in his robe. He puts all his gear on him. He has like a little sword. He's got a helmet, a ladle because of the Hobbit. And he packs himself up and he's like, all right, I'm going to go play outside and I'm going to battle.
And he goes
and
out
just
and
goes out there and fights orgs and is, a kid.
I know. And
a freaking kid, man.
It's so fun to see because half the time we don't know he's doing it.
All of a sudden, he just walks outside.
Have you seen your son? What do you mean? Turn around. What? Just turn around. And then I'll hear, next thing I hear is, Aiden, what are you wearing?
And it's funny because he is so mature and immature at the same time. There's moments when you talk to him and he's a very mature kid.
Yes.
And then there's the other moments where you're like, no, he is a way kid. He's a kid through and through, and he is holding on to not growing up because he doesn't want to lose this little part of him that makes him want to play.
And if I've done anything, I've showed him that you don't lose that necessarily.
Yeah. Well, so that's part of the thing I was saying this morning with Arusha in my training. Mm-hmm. I was like, his dad is the biggest kid I ever met.
Mm-hmm.
So what's kind of fun about Aiden's life is he's got an example of you don't really have to be an adult.
Yeah, you don't have
you
to be.
could be grown up and have responsibilities, but still be a giant kid. And our office proves it because it's covered in toys. And I told her, and that's one thing I think that he is getting from you. I think that's going to be a lasting part of his memory is my dad's a big goofball. He's got all these toys in his office, and it's because that stuff's important to him that we never really grow up. And hopefully one day you find a job that makes you feel like you're a big kid all the time. And you get to do something you love. And you never feel like you're overly, we're all going to be stressed. Let's just be honest. But that's part of life. But I mean, where you're feeling like you're playing every day.
I agree. You're going to make me cry right now.
You look like you're getting a little sentimental.
No, I am just like, that's what I'm doing. Like I almost died a few years ago, it felt like. So it's like ever since then, I'm just like, I'm creating. I'm having fun with my family. We're creating. But I mean, I've always been goofy. We've always had a copious amount of Star Wars stuff and Marvel. And
you have always.
Yes, we have always.
Okay. And then we together have had to, I had to adjust all of that.
Yes,
and I've done it with open arms.
All grown into it, I think. We've all grown into it along with the movies and everything. So, but
we have.
But yeah, as of late, it's the opportunity to just do this and be able to talk to Aiden in a way where he's like we're collaborating rather than being father and son is so cool. Because even today, he comes out and he goes, Dad, I'm going to write up the show, but I have a friend from Discord that does art, and I want him to write up the cover. I want him to drop the cover photo. So I'm going to ask him, so don't make it yet. And I said, okay, I don't have to do it till Friday, so let me know. And then he comes back.
Really?
He comes back about 15 minutes later, and he's like, hey, my friend's going to draw it up. And I go, sweet, tell him I need it by Friday. He goes, okay. So like he's thinking that way. So I think that's so cool, but he's also a little kid and goes outside with a helmet and swats at flies. And
he's got these friends on Discord who are all kids his own age. He doesn't even know where they live.
All creative, too.
All
because
very creative. That's such a weird...
Isn't that gnarly?
Isn't that crazy?
I love it. And I'm glad that that's the one thing we are allowing this with this a little bit more than I think. I mean, I obviously didn't have any freedom growing up, but he is allowed to be more of himself and reach out a little bit more and have a little more freedom than I did. And I really enjoy watching him do it in a way where it's creative. Like my freedom that I had was playing a sport because, if I didn't, I was home and I have a car. There wasn't, and I lived in the middle of nowhere. So I had a totally different scenario.
You had freedom in a different way.
I did because I wasn't bothered, but I wasn't bothered in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
So, but here we are. COVID aside, he's just getting it.
Yeah.
And it's so cool to see him be creative.
You
wrote a comic book, for Christ's sake.
He wrote a comic book. And that's the thing. Like, our kid is he's different. I mean, there's no doubt about it. This kid is a different kind of kid.
Yeah.
And special and sometimes, he had trouble because he was a little bit bullied at a school he was in because he was different.
Lost his temper once.
Threw
bread at someone. That's a whole fun
That's
story.
a fun story. And the principal couldn't even get mad at him.
Yeah, no, he told us don't get mad. He's already mad at himself.
And
he did nothing wrong.
Didn't really do anything wrong.
He just didn't hit the kid.
I mean,
okay, cool, good.
He threw bread, and I'll let it happen because the other kid did something way worse.
He did.
Yeah, and so, I just, our kid has been different since birth. We knew it.
And he's 13.
And he's going to be a teenager. And
holy crap!
He's
I remember when
always
Julene turned
be
13.
that way. I know. Remember
5 years ago.
Oh shoot!
As if it was yesterday. See, the whole memory thing worked backwards for us because if you say Julene's 50th birthday, I'll be like, I remember exactly where we were.
Yeah.
Or her 5th birthday, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that very vividly.
I was in the hospital.
A lot of musical chairs, kids crying, and hospital visits. Cool,
Yeah.
But until you say it, it doesn't trigger it, and I think that's cool. I think the Aiden's memory right now with him doing that and him seeing it this way, I think it's really, really dope. And I think people are probably tired of us hearing us talk about our kid.
Well, no, I think look. I'm sorry. I apologize for that.
Oh, I apologize.
But I also don't because you're listening to our podcast, and I hope that you understand us and you are part of our family at this particular point, and you feel like you're part of it. But also, I hope you understand that like every kid is different, and if you've got a kid that's like ours, it's kind of special and it's kind of incredible, and
not doing anything wrong. Or
nope.
Anything, yeah.
And I hate to even bring it up, but ADHD is so weird and a frowned upon thing, but I kind of feel like it's what made our kids special.
It's made me what I am.
True.
I was very rambunctious, but again, very rambunctious in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
I didn't have walls to bounce off of. I had
Aiden,
snow and fence posts.
Well, what's funny is Aiden doesn't have the hyperactive part of ADHD, but he's definitely got the other pieces of that puzzle.
He does.
But he's learning how to get around it all, and he's something else. And I'm really excited to see what happens with him in his teenage years. Man, it's
13.
Beside the smell part, because I heard boys reek.
Oh, his room already smells bad, and that's partly because of the cat and his feet.
His cats, he will not let leave his room. He loves his little kitties.
But yeah, 13 years old. Happy birthday, Aiden. You're not going to listen to this ever, probably. Maybe when you're older.
But anybody that's listening right now, you understand how much we love these kids.
Hit us up. Thisisfunner.com is our website. It's got all our podcast links up there. You can click on to find out more, and you can see both Evelyn and my ugly mugs. My ugly mug, her adorable mug, and you can click on us.
Adorable.
And you can find all our links, or you can follow her across platforms at Evelyn Arrivez or me, Chris _Donovan on most of them.
Yay.
Actually, just go to Evelyn and find husband.
If he's on there.
Every single one I'm
like
connected.
A ton.
Yeah, so honestly, I should just start. What's your handle? At Evelyn Arrivez and just look for husband. That's how I'm going to start promoting myself. It's so much easier. They're like Chris
_Donovan.
Cisco.
Is that a DONOVAN?
Donovan, not Donovan. I'm just going to, I just figured something out.
You're silly.
I love you.
You don't have to do that. Love you too. And thank you so much for listening, and we will catch you later.
Conversate with us. Conversate with us. Thank you for listening to Conversate with us.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.